Black rifle,
5,
black rifle
4,
plus
3,
21.
2,
Get it.
1.
Should be an easy run, but it doesn't count towards me at all. But my key got degraded, so.
Too far away.
Grapevine.
I must get closer.
Interrupt.
I am out of range.
Alright, now we're dead.
3.
Nice. That's probably the smoothest that far that we've gone.
Defensive. Defensive.
Three, two, one.
Defensive.
Too far away. I am out of range.
Defensive. Defensive.
Three, two, one.
Defensive.
I do not have a target.
Make sure healer's ready. This fight is just they fit in.
Three, two, one.
Grapevine.
Frontal does.
Leave this meager
I call it
vessel.
frontal.
Shockwave.
Feed on your essence.
Other than that, you gotta watch those. Set swirling sides.
Shockwave.
Two,
And
one.
the things that
Grapevine.
near you on the ground.
Shockwave.
Pretty easy fight. I missed out. Shockwave. Damage taken, 35%.
Shockwave.
Now if I get hit
Three,
yeah.
two, one.
Here he goes.
Ancient souls of the Black Rook.
Summons a bunch of ads. These ads need killed before they reach the middle. I need to try and be killed before they reach the middle.
I must get closer. Three, two, one.
Grapevine.
Only 2 reached him, so I shouldn't do that much right there.
AOE incoming.
This energy.
He'll pop up
It is too much.
Dives. And like that, this fight's basically over. You avoid the frontal and melt him down.
The harvest has come.
Three, two,
Leave
one.
this meager
Grapevine.
vessel.
Shockwave.
I feed on your
I that
essence.
shockwave bad, trying to move out of the way, which didn't really affect us at all. This fight really isn't that healing intensive
Shockwave.
or taking intensive. It's not really bad at all. I feel like the trash on this dungeon is what kind of decides whether you're gonna
Rick
fail or
Ryan.
not.
Shockwave.
Those first couple packs can be a bit rough.
I require
So and there's a couple other packs that can give you some
Now I see.
problems.
The darkness. It is gone.
Right here, we're kind of stuck listening to some roleplay.
who did this?
I understand now.
It's kind of like a 20-second loss no matter what, which kind of sucks.
Put a stop to this.
Also, make sure if you're a warrior, I know I forget this a lot, pop your battle shout for your team.
Invaders have breached the passage to the crypts. Ilisana,
3,
must
2, 1.
We have much to lose.
Once
Your
again,
father's life, most of all.
I am out of
Do
range.
not worry.
Rot warriors,
I will
with
not
dots.
fail, Atosius.
That item
Then,
is still
The invaders
recharging.
come for us. Do not let
I
them
need to
pass.
target something
For
first.
Kalimdor!
Dots
I
that
must
you
get
do
closer.
are very dangerous. But if you don't get too many stacks, you should be fine.
3, 2, 1.
Rick
I
Ryan.
got 2 stacks, so
Too far away.
real. I'm actually gonna pull this up.
Shockwave.
I must get closer.
Crowd control.
CC's Knife Dance if it's good damage. And make sure you are using more pain if you are on a warrior, or
3,
not use your other
2,
self-healing abilities
1.
to help heal
Rick
the
Ryan.
bursting.
Shockwave.
I require a target.
Here, you're gonna make sure that Arcane Blast is being implemented. If it's not, you are gonna be able to real
Shockwave. Crowd
3,
control.
2, 1.
Rick
out of
Ryan.
range.
Arrow.
I must get closer.
Champion. I can pull and LOS.
I am out of range.
Make sure I get all I know.
Crowd control.
Yeah, you're gonna wanna
Shockwave.
Get down those scouts. Once again, I got stuck in the fucking
Too
shop.
far away. 3, 2, 1.
Target
Rick
down
Ryan.
scouts, get them dead. This week just kind of sucks, I feel like.
I must get closer.
Tank. Now
Shockwave.
your next target's gonna be the archers. Our healer's kind of low, I don't like it. But it looks like we're gonna be fine. They can heal themselves up.
I do not have a target.
Here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull them all to the side.
Crowd control. Crowd control.
Make sure to counter that. And
Too far away.
this should be pretty smooth sailing. You avoid the archers.
3, I am out of
2,
range. 1. I need
You
to
stack
target
behind us
something
pillar after
first.
killing those. You're gonna have some ad spawn. They'll then come after you. Make sure to get all of them aggroed onto you.
Crowd
Not
control.
ready yet.
Your biggest thing is going to be trying to interrupt that knife dance. Once again.
3,
Other than
2,
that, these ads
1.
down. They can be scary
Rick
on
Ryan.
fortified, but on non-fortified weeks like this, they are pretty simple.
Crowd control.
You avoid these air barrages. Don't get hit like I do. It's a bit of a problem I have. You Lust should be coming on cooldown, hopefully right about now. So you can have it for next boss or the pull after.
1.
Here, once again, stack these up as much as possible at first. They will jump away. Preferably,
Shockwave.
you can melt them
Crowd
down
control.
before that happens, but it's not gonna happen. Luckily, I was able to interrupt
out of range.
easy both of those rockets. And actually, we can AoE these still with the way they jumped. I don't know if you can manipulate where they jump to. But preferably, you want to jump to an area.
Shockwave. Grapevine.
Tangling, more Armchair's Day. Here, you're gonna use your lust.
I am out of range.
You hear, fools.
And here, you're just gonna
Defensive.
Not escape!
defensive on the surface here.
Target
The
you.
hunt is eternal.
Break your encounter.
Too far
Here's
away.
fire, so we're gonna move her out of it.
Defensive.
Not escape! Guards, hold them off! I
must
will
get
burn
closer.
you alive!
3,
Out of range.
2, 1.
Interrupt. Shockwave.
You got an arcane blitz off, luckily it did not kill anybody. I'm gonna drop my whirling stuff so I get some damage on the boss.
I must get closer.
Doesn't seem like
3, 2, 1.
Grapevine.
Too far away.
now the boss is gonna come back down and hopefully we can kill her before she goes back up again.
I must get closer.
Target you. Defensive.
Not escape!
Tank and scare hits. Defensive and DD tells me to.
Far away.
2, 1.
Grapevine. Defensive.
Not escape!
Defensive.
Not escape!
We're looking good on damage. Fines will
3,
I'm out of
2,
range.
1.
Grapevine.
I must get closer.
Defensive.
Not
Pull after
escape!
this can be kind of scary. If done correctly, no big deal at all.
Defensive.
Not escape!
I will be switching into defensive first. Just to make sure I get that extra bit of protection.
3,
I do not have a target.
For at least the start. This is where Intimidating Shout and your Shockwave is going to be good as a prot warrior. I don't really know what other tanks might go through to be able to help with this, but massive stuns like that are going to be very helpful
Too far away.
because of how big we're pulling. And
3,
I'm out of
2,
range.
1.
Grapevine. Defensive. Crowd control.
Just interrupt all drinking of ancients.
Crowd control.
Can't interrupt it all.
Crowd control.
That
I
causes
must
them to
get
do
closer.
massive
1.
Grapevine.
Too far away.
Crowd control.
I do not have anything up, so Frontal is
Shockwave.
I am out of
You're
range.
just gonna want to try and avoid it.
I must
Shockwave.
get closer.
3,
Shockwave.
1.
Grapevine.
Healer is doing a great job of healing out bursting,
Too far away.
so we are having minimal deaths.
Crowd
Going
control.
into this next pull, I am gonna have my shockwave up
I
again,
require a target.
so we are gonna be chilling.
Defensive.
3, 2, 1.
Grapevine. Defensive.
Pop shockwave. Nothing happens. Break the line. And just like that, this pull is now a piece of cake. The next bosses will do a inart thing that needs interrupted. I will tell you what needs interrupted. when it
Defensive.
pops up.
I need to target something first.
Here, a bunch of Fellbats pups will be spawned. Here, we're gonna go all the way up to the next Dominator.
I am out of range.
If Hellborn doesn't rip aggro for me, we are good. Hopefully some
3,
meter up
2,
I will grab
1.
the activator up.
Grapevine. Interrupt.
Get closer.
We interrupt. The Fell Frenzy makes the Dominator do a lot more damage. So here, we're gonna only pull 2 of these at a time to make sure that you have the interrupts with them.
Three, 2,
With those
1.
2 being dead, you're gonna pull
Grapevine.
all the way up to the next full Dominator. All the way up.
I am out of range.
This will stop the bats from spawning.
Too far away.
Three, 2, 1.
Grapevine.
Oh, I just wasted my hopefully somebody helped one. But if not, one goes off. It's not a big deal. It's once you start getting multiple stacks of it. Healer's mana is looking fine, so I could technically pull this in the
I
next
require a
boss,
target.
but we're just gonna play it safe.
I
This boss
close
does some massive damage with a shockwave.
Don't bother
Not a
running.
shockwave that he does, but he does this hateful gaze, which he charges one player. You can only take 1 charge for every minute.
Knocking
so-
back.
And that hurts shaking stomp to do good damage to party members. If you are the tank, once again, I mean, you don't need to pop it a defensive for it, but you might want to. But no, once again, the faithful will get hateful
2,
gaze will go on one
1.
player. That
Grapevine.
one person is going to want to have to take it for somebody. Like here, I will take it for a mage.
Knocking back.
And as you see now, I get this debuff called Hateful Charge. With that, it means I cannot take another charge until that debuff is gone. Here's some
3,
hopefully
2, 1.
soak if needed.
Out
It's
of range.
not needed.
Gotcha.
Knocking back.
Too far away.
Again, does a bit of damage, but everybody seems to be fine.
Spread.
A bit of a mishap with the lines there, but it should be fine. Hateful Gaze, they will be fine. They haven't taken one yet.
I must get closer.
2,
Knocking back.
Tremble beneath me.
This fight has been going very smooth. I'm going to go ahead and take the next charge for whoever has it. Even if they haven't taken a charge, but I'm going to go ahead and take it anyways. Luckily for me, the mage did take the last charge, so that means they weren't going to be able to take one
Knocking
anyways. That I kind of just charged back into avoid the
Spread.
vomit.
Grapevine.
Gonna avoid that by jumping after dropping. We got a hateful gaze on Hellborn, but he hasn't taken one lately. But the paladin is gonna eat it for him anyways. Be safe.
Knocking back.
And with that, this boss is done. If done correctly, this boss really doesn't pose much of a threat.
We must prepare.
There isn't any mass damage besides that stomp.
Too far away.
Here, I'm going to pull all the way to the stairs.
Watch your step. Defensive.
And then here, regions
Defensive.
kind of melt. They will start jumping. You're going to avoid that to avoid getting stunned.
Kurtalos.
3,
Watch defensive.
2,
As you can see on the ground, the brown
Great
swirly.
line.
Basically
Watch your
avoid any
step.
swirly in this game.
Defensive.
Closer.
And once these guys start to die off, I will start pulling up the
Too
stairs.
far away.
As we
Watch
are
your
handling
step.
bursting very well.
Watch your
I'm
step.
out of range.
So we don't really have to stop a
I
burn.
must get closer.
And that
Defensive.
here,
3,
pull all the way up in this room.
1.
Watch your step. Defensive. Watch your step.
Now once again, avoid the brown swirlies
I'm
and
out
just
of
kind of
range.
tank these
Watch
guys
your
down.
step.
There really isn't any massive raid damage to be done
Too
here.
far away.
Defensive.
Raid, this isn't a raid, but oh well.
Watch your step.
Group damage here, as you see, you will
Watch
get
your
stunned.
step.
Luckily for me, being the tank, it doesn't cause that much of a problem.
3,
Watch your
As long as
step.
the healer is on
Defensive.
top of it.
1.
I am out of range.
Definitely could cause a wipe though if you get
Watch
stunned,
your
if
step.
You're in a big,
I must get closer.
big hole. But here, we're looking very good. Alright.
I am
So
out of
here this
range.
boss does some
You
pretty
shall
good
never
damage.
have a world.
2, 1.
I will be taking this.
I
in
shall
defensive
cleave you in
stance.
twain.
He drops a dagger that spins
Watch
on
your
the floor.
step.
You also
I
need
must
to
get
avoid
closer.
that
4,
yellow line. As you can see, you're going to want to move the
1.
boss from away from that dagger.
I cannot
He
use
also
that
applies
item
this debuff, which kind of hurts. But oh well.
4,
We'll have to just
2,
deal with it.
1. 1.
Watch your
Avoid
step.
purple.
Too far away.
4, 3, 2,
I
1.
tire of this.
And then-
Ravencrest. You worthless husk.
I am
Here.
out of range.
10,000 years have not been kind.
What's his name's gonna spawn?
Now you.
And here, the big thing is
3,
popping a
2,
defensive.
1.
So
Grapevine.
this first Shadow Bolt
my
volley
ancestors.
does massive
Ilisana.
damage.
No,
AOE incoming.
I try and pop Rallying Cry and
defeat him.
You
Maybe
expect
shout
these worthless
to
mortals to
dampen the
defy
damage as
legion?
much as possible.
Souls of my ancestors, to me! Aid our
Here, you're gonna need to
champions!
kill the
must get
swinging
closer.
storms, so that way you don't have your teammates getting constantly
Watch your
stunned
step.
and fail to
Keep
get
moving.
good damage.
Grapevine.
Mortal,
And then this
too far away.
guillotine, luckily
I
the vine
require
drops
a
before it,
target.
or else you can kill somebody. Here you're just gonna run along the floor and avoid the purples again as it goes. It will be moving in one way, either counterclockwise or clockwise. It depends on the dungeon.
Safe now.
I am
And
out
after
of
that's
range.
done, you just go back to killing him. At this point, I mean, there really isn't much to fear besides those swinging
3,
storms.
2,
You're
1.
gonna want to make sure to kill those
Grapevine.
down quickly with some cleave. Because that will kill your DPS and healers. Other than that, this is just a tank and spank at this point. sit here.
Now.
Shadow Point Volley might need a defensive for DPS. I don't know. At this point, I know the first one does, but after that,
1.
not sure.
Grapevine.
I've never had problem with there being much damage after the first one. The biggest problems I've ran into is that first Shadow Bolt volley wiping the group, or the Stinging Swarm constantly, just like consistently taking out 1 or 2 members.
Watch your
Because of
step.
that.
Keep moving.
We are not going to get him down before the second guillotine, but he is going to die pretty fast. As you can see, this vine might get me killed. Luckily for me, it did not, even though I am in the purple stuff. It did there.
Safe now.
We should be fine. They should just DPS it down. And just like that, that's how you complete your Keystone Hero. I have already achieved it, but it's pretty simple for Blackrock Hold. I thank you guys all for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day.